Want my biography? I can't show you the drugs. My name's Barry Crimmins, and I'm from Skinny Atlas, fucking New York. And I'm the founder of Constant Comedy. Thing though is something to be proud of. It's a success story. That's all. I spent a lot of time here. You know, the reason I handle all this other garbage is if you want something done right, you do it yourself, pretty much. And so, you know, I kind of like made my own break here so far. But now, this wheel's on fire.
Tugging at you all the time.
Yeah, I feel like people are tugging at me all the time. Everybody wants to talk to me about this place and explain this place to me. Nobody wanted to talk to me about this place when I wanted to talk about it. When we first started, everyone was going, sure, that'll work. But now that it's a success, everyone has a lot of tips for me. And I don't want any more tips. It's worked pretty good. And believe me, I have my select crew of advisors, and I do hear other stuff when it counts. But generally at this time of night, you know, like I don't want to talk about comedy. I want to talk about the Yankees, you know. I want to talk about Lady. I want to talk about having a good time, listening to a tune or something, you know. It's fun, but I've been involved with comedy for a long, long time now. And the difference, real comics have two things: heart and balls, okay? And I'm sorry to slight the Elaine Boozlers of this world, but I've never seen a woman comic that is as good as any of the top 10 male comics in Boston, ever. Who do you want to name? Phyllis Diller? Yeah, right, great. Plug your hand into a wall socket and go out and talk about Fritz or Fang or whatever. You know, I don't care. If there's funny women around, come on out. We really need you, because I take a lot of shit because there's not women around, you know. I don't know why I got on that subject, but at least it's on tape now, finally, you know. Comedy has to be based on the merit system, because if the crowd does not respond, it doesn't work. And there's a lot of funny pricks that work in this place, and they're funnier than the people that aren't working in this place, and that's what this place is all about. Everybody should just treat each other well, because there's a lot of pain out there, and comedy has nothing to do with alleviating it. It's just a distraction, man. And people that say that the reason comedy does well is because the price of Tupperware is too high are idiots. Comedy's doing well because finally the forums have been developed for us to go out and get the job done. And comedy would have worked just as good in the Civil War as it works now, or at any point as it does now. Fortunately, we've gotten past this mother-in-law garbage, and we're dealing with concepts and contexts, and we play God with them, and we exaggerate, and maybe we scratch a few itches that you have that you didn't know you had. But when you get that itch scratched by a comic on the stage, that's what the real new comics are doing, or over the last 20 years or so. We're scratching itches that you don't know you have, because it's a massive assault. It's electronic age that we have. There's always so many people around making noise and stuff. You never know what to do, really, because your senses are constantly assaulted, and your senses are being assaulted right now by me, because you're watching me on some electric thing, and it's making us weird. But if I can pick up a few dollars from it, who gives a shit? I like everybody individually. I love everybody individually. Collectively, they've become an extreme pain in the balls. And just all I hope is that in a while when I leave, I've got good enough syndrome developed that it will last. It's just a matter of like putting the plug in and things will work. Because I never want anything to happen to this place, because I love the thing all, and I love Sean Lee, the owner, and I love most of the comedians that I work with, almost every single one of them, and I think a lot of them. And this place is magic, and then there's been a lot of magic here, and I kind of like that.
Constant Comedy is the best organization. Yes, this is Constant Comedy at the fabulous Ding Hall. The Comedy Connection's over at the Charles. This is Constant Comedy. And if I'll tell you, one way to get on Barry's bad. Barry and I are some of the most feared people in comedy because we actually state what we fucking say. People get afraid because, look, Barry's done this and built this into a viable organization over a 2-year period.
So Barry and I have been through some hard times in the past, and it's not, you know, most important, he's a quality guy. That's all I want to say. He's a great comic, but more important, there's a lot of great comics that are not quality guys. Barry's a quality guy.
He's really well liked, right, in the community, right?
Not everybody likes him because he is very truthful. And if he's bothered about something, he'll let you know in a hurry. And a lot of people take that to be gruffness, but
he doesn't care about people's reactions.
Exactly.
It's like,
exactly. The first time I ever met him, he walked into a party full of Red Sox fans and started arguments about the Yankees and the Red Sox. And the first thing I said to myself was, "Who is this asshole?"
I feel sorry for those of you watching this tape, because I'm like a tired guy, and usually I'm a lot more vibrant, but I have been up since I was in Vermont yesterday, because sometimes business and personal obligations go a little too far. But I'm funny, and you should come see me do comedy sometime, because that's what I really do, and that's how I really try to set this place up, as a place where comedians would like to come work. Because if the comedians like the place, they're the best salesmen in the world. Hold on a second. Watch the kind of stuff I can do here. Listen, I'm sick of listening to you yell. I'm making a TV show here, okay? And you're yelling. Just get out. I don't like you. I own this place. Get out. Excuse me. If you've got a wide angle on this, this could be worth some money.
I'll handle it. Sir, bye. You're out.
We're going to need a pretty large guy. You know how much money I spent on finding a midget to raise hell in the background?
He has a certain style which you can be misinterpreted to a certain extent. There's a tremendous, I mean, honestly speaking, I don't say this because, you know, he'll see this later, whatever, you know. There's a feeling you get from the audience that there's a warm guy underneath this who wants to be loved. And that quality is, but he can do no wrong when he has that. You know, I can scream, "I hate you all. I hate you all." But I'm looking at you like but you see, I have this warmth. If he really hated people, really hated it, that's a different story.
And he is warm, though.
He is a very warm, generous person.
Very Zach.
Oh, okay. Now, this is supposed to be straight. Is he going to get to see this thing at all of it? No, I mean, I'd give him some shit if he's going to get to see it. If he was going to get to see it, I'd give him some shit.
Yeah, he'll see it.
Oh, okay. You asked me about Barry Crimmins as a comedian. Other than the fact that he knows the Chinese people personally, he would never be working. That's pretty much sums his stuff up. It's stolen, it's trite. A lot of the stuff, in fact, he has one of my notebooks. I know that as a fact. And that's where any piece of brilliance that he might have had, it came from that notebook. He's a slob, too, on top of that. Yeah, you look at the guy. His body is gone. Physical presence is non-existent. Man has snots in his nose. He just, there's nothing that he does well, okay, that I know of. Other than that, I'd say he's scum. That's pretty much how I would surmise his work, you know. No, being honest, everything I said was true.
So I'm Barry Crimmins, trying to be a good guy, but putting off a nasty aura most of the time so that people don't go to me all day long. Because if I answered every question, or if I was available to every person that wanted to talk to me, man, there just isn't that kind of speed around anymore. That's all. Goodbye.